Hello human beings, I am crazylegsjan and welcome back to VR in a wheelchair. Today we are reviewing a game called After the Fall. When you start the game, you are introduced to the calibration of the game, where you adjust if you are sitting or standing, and where you want your ammo/gun build to be, which is nice to see that it's adjustable. And you can adjust a lot of other things the very first time you start this game. When you're not in a map, you are in what is called the hub. Here you can choose maps, take quests, practice your aim, discard weapons and make new weapons. Along with making new weapons, you can also modify your weapons to put on stuff like an ammo counter. You apparently get a damage boost from not having a counter on. All this cost materials that you get from completing the maps. You can play this game with NPCs or other people or a mix of both. A full team is 4 people including yourself, and the host of the game can decide if they want to fill up the team with an NPC or a real person. You start out with pistols, but you find other guns fairly quickly, as I quickly got 2 machine guns in the first map I played. When you have found the weapons and you complete the map, you get to keep the weapons you found. I was so lucky that the guys I played with in this playthrough gave me their 2 high-powered guns.
Crazy Jan, can you hear me?
I can.
Arm if you can.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Before we leave, remind me to give you that. Okay?
Okay.
You might as well have that off me. Let's go.
After the Fall is a classic FPS game that has its story start out in an apocalyptic world where some humans have turned into some sort of monsters. That kinda reminds me of the frozen monsters in Game of Thrones. You need to get an injection to not die by the freeze, and they are scattered all over the place in every single map. So if you just take it slow as a start, you will be fine. There's ammo and normal loot like pipe bombs and healing syringes everywhere in the maps. But there's also discs, as in floppy disks. The floppy disks are used to unlock new stuff for you, like skins, add-ons for weapons, or even new weapons, if I remember correctly. You store items in your wrist, so you can only store 2 items. The third item you have to hold in your hand, if you are a hoarder in games, like me. The only difference on the PC version to the Oculus version should be that on the Oculus version you don't have a flashlight on your guns, but the brightness is higher than on the PC version because of the lack of a flashlight.
Face detected.
So how does the game actually run on the Oculus headset?
Oculus, well, runs quite good.
Oh.
Might not have as much detail, but...
No, of course not.
I think on PC you got a flashlight, right?
Yeah, I have a flashlight on this weapon here.
Yeah, on PC you got the flashlight. Oculus doesn't get the flashlight.
Oh wow! Oh, that's
Oh.
No. Oh, well, it was because of the limitations. They brightened up the Oculus version a bit, just for the lack of the flashlight. So
Makes sense.
It would be a little more terrifying.
especially on Nightmare.
Oh, I bet.
Alright. John, come over here, dude.
Yep.
Just lose one of your guns. And already take
I
this
am
one.
not really sure how to do that. There.
There you go.
There you go.
Awesome.
That one will shoot 9mm Tommy gun. Always try to pick 2 guns with different ammo types.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So.
The game has a nice set of options where you can adjust the ammo belt, your dominant hand, and a lot of other things, along with realism of the game, like reload function.
Realistic reload or simple reload?
I'm on simple, so basically just click one button and then just hit my chest, basically.
Well, when you go to realistic reload, you get a 30 or 35 damage increase.
Oh.
Also, try not to put, you know, the ammo counter on the guns. You will see I never put ammo counter on my guns. If you leave it off, your damage will be up 50%.
Oh.
The game is fully playable as a wheelchair user.
So
Okay.
I haven't seen anything that should do so you can play it. It does require that you can move your arms and have them in one position for a longer period of time. And especially if you're using a two-handed weapon, like a machine gun. The game is on Steam for €39.99. It's an Oculus store for $39.99. And it's on the Quest 2 store for $39.99. I couldn't get into the Viveport website to see what it actually cost on Viveport, but I was playing it through Viveport because I have the subscription there. To enter the options, you have to click on the analog stick on your right hand on the Oculus Quest 2 controller, where you are then presented with a holographic screen that lets you go into options.
Control schemes are, you can adjust the height, which is amazing. You can adjust the seated height, offset. You can be if you are left-handed or right-handed. I'm left-handed. You can even make a left mixed reality. That's amazing. You can adjust the control scheme. Orientation mode, offhand, blah 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 blah. Rotation, instance, and then the rotation step angle. Toggle sprint. Enable 180 degrees rotation, if that's something you like. You can adjust a lot of things in here. Then they have like a bunch of comfort modes. And the interface, you can mute yourself down here by clicking this. Or the holster mode. You can adjust the things there. Okay, so you have to adjust it to be able to get out of that one. Then you can adjust seated or standing mode. Volumes, of course, for graphics and the network.
If you feel like I'm missing something or could have done something differently, then leave a comment and remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out this video here where I'm reviewing The Walking Dead Saints of Sinners.